like a lineup?
Stand next to Pam.
Do we turn sideways and then frontways and put our names?
District? Anybody else? We're like having our business district leaders join us. Okay, all right, okay.
My cat will prove it.
Okay, now we're just waiting for Jane.
Good afternoon. Thanks for coming. On this cold day, we're here to celebrate all things about shopping Oakland. I wanted to introduce to you Mayor Jean Kwan, Councilmember Jane Bruner, Assistant City Administrator Scott Johnson, and we've got lots of members of the business community of our vibrant commercial corridors. We've got Sherry Godinez from the Oakland Merchants Leadership Forum, and she also represents Koreatown and Northgate. I'm probably not doing this in order. So Steve Snyder from the downtown and Lake Merritt business commercial. I'm having a moment. Business Improvement District. Stan Dodson from Diamond and representing La Farine. Karen King from the East MacArthur Merchants Association. Pam Drake from Lakeshore. And with that, we'll get started with the mayor. Thanks.
Thank you very much. This is going to be a very short announcement, but parking has been very controversial in our city over the years, and this month we're trying a couple of experiments, and one that was initiated by my colleague, who's the chair of the Economic Development Committee, and then an announcement of 2 free parking days that was in response to the Merchant Forum, and our attempt to really boost retail sales in Oakland and to support our small businesses during this critical time. So I'm going to start out with Ms. Bruner, who has introduced to the Finance Committee first, before CETA, the Finance Committee, an experiment in terms of how we give tickets and how we can be more fair about that. So I'm going to let her speak for herself.
Thank you. Well, I'm really excited about this. People are frustrated. You get a ticket, and it's really expensive. And the frustration we have gotten in our office comes from several things, but one of them is that you're 1 or 2 minutes late, and you have a ticket that is $68, 13 of it state money. And that is frustrating. And part of that is that the meter readers have one time on their handheld devices, and you may have a different time. You really are trying to get there back in time, but you have a different time, and you're a minute or 2 late. So we have developed, working closely with the city administrator's office, a program for 6 months as a pilot to get a 5-minute grace period if you're at a kiosk, so that the timestamp is there, so that you can you really have to be 5 minutes late. But also, Finance Committee added something that's also exciting, that if you are at a coin-operated one with 25 cents, that if you get to the car at the same time a meter reader is there, and the meter reader has not finished printing the ticket, then that ticket will be voided. And those are the two most small. That's something we can do that's small and little. I know the mayor's about to introduce another program, because we really want people to shop locally. I mean, we have great local shopping centers, and we really want people to come back. And the last thing they want to do is come back if they just got an expensive ticket. So I am supporting what the mayor is just about to introduce. Thank you.
And I really want to thank Jane. You know that we are establishing a parking task force to look at parking and pricing throughout the city, but we felt like we wanted to do something that was responsive to the merchants that we've been working with and that would give a boost to the holidays. We, when I was inaugurated, I asked Oaklanders to do three things. One, I said, just take a new look at the city. The city has really changed, and I think it's on the rise. The second thing I asked people to do was to look at just changing 25% of the shopping. We estimate Oaklanders spend at least $5 billion outside of the city. And, everybody buys stuff on the internet. Everybody maybe goes to Union Square once or twice a year, or the hot shopping stores. But if we just increased our shopping within the city by about 25% a year, it would generate, depending on how the economy is going, anywhere between $8 to $12 million, and that's an amazing chunk of change. So we are moving these ahead administratively because of the holidays and the timing, and because we really want to have some action. And one of the other things that we're planning to do is tomorrow and next Saturday, the last two shopping Saturdays before Christmas, we're eliminating the need to put money in the meters. We do ask, though, that people move within the 2 hours so that we can keep the circulation going for shopping. One of the ideas, the reason you're supposed to have meters to begin with is so that there's a turnover in shopping. So we're very, very pleased, and it's really at the request of the Merchants Forum that we have pulled together to advise us on how to improve neighborhood shopping. I don't know about you, but I have tried to go to each of the Oakland Grown events to shop in the neighborhoods. 100% of my Christmas gifts this year are coming from Oakland companies or Oakland stores. I should have brought the new Oakland Grown card that can only be used in Oakland businesses. That's what I'm giving out as Christmas gifts this year. And this, we hope, will be an incentive for those who have not gone to neighborhoods and seen the really wide variety and the really interesting stores, the real Oakland Grown stores, the amazing new food shops and restaurants in Oakland, that we ask you to help us help our local small businesses by shopping in Oakland. And to incentivize that, we're basically going to not collect parking revenues for the next two Saturdays. So come out and shop Oakland the next two Saturdays. When I know the major question that we've gotten is, how are you going to pay for that? We're actually sort of hoping that maybe the extra sales increase will almost make this level, but we've actually been doing very good this year. I'm not planning to do a major budget revision because we have a full reserve for the first time in nearly a decade, and even with the Occupy Oakland extra expenses, we're still in line with what our budget needs to be balanced, and we've gotten a little extra sales tax in some areas. We're hoping that this will even out, and we'll see from this experiment, and if it works well, we may do it again for other holidays. But we wanted to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, particularly our shopping merchants, and we're going to go ahead with this experiment. So we'll take a few questions. Jennifer?
Why did it take so long to announce this? I mean, given that we're pretty close to the holiday, I'm just wondering.
We were a little occupied, literally, last few months. They asked us about, I think, 6, maybe 8 weeks ago, we had to get the numbers run to see what it would cost us to do this. And I'm literally, if we'd been able to move earlier, we probably would have announced it maybe a week or two earlier, but literally we're a little busy. Any other question?
Can we hear from one of the merchants who pushed for this and why they think
Sure. Who wants to talk? Pam. Okay. Pam Drake. She's from Lakeshore.
I'm Pamela Drake, and I'm the director of the Lakeshore Business Improvement District, the first business improvement district in Oakland. And so we're very thrilled that the City Council and the Mayor's Office have heard us and are working with us, and we look forward to a new spirit of collaboration with City Hall. As I understand it, they'll still be enforcing the 2 hour. We had this before. We had it for 9 years, and it worked very well. And what happens is people who may go to the malls earlier in the season will be home shopping for their final presents and dining and all those kind of things, hanging out in the districts. Like, for instance, we have free carriage rides at Lakeshore tomorrow night and Saturday afternoon. And so we think that'll really encourage people to spend more time in the districts and hopefully spend some more money.
Let's be clear, Scott. So if I just hog up a space for all 4 hours, I still might get a ticket, right?
That's correct.
So basically, you don't have to put money in the meter. They may be just marking the tires. So we're not looking at the meter, but you can't like just park in a space and be there all day. You're still expected to move at whatever the time limit, which most of Oakland is 2 hours.
So I would just like to say on behalf of the Oakland Merchant Leadership Forum, thank you to the City of Oakland and to Mayor Kwan for listening to the merchants in the city that we've been asking for some kind of reprieve for parking issues in the city that we've had a lot of issues for a long time. And I really believe that this will help relieve a lot of the pressure that the consumers feel when they're so worried about getting a parking ticket. When I had my business, I had one customer come in who received a parking ticket while she was shopping because the line was sort of long. And she ended up in tears crying because she said that was her Christmas bonus. So I really think this is a wonderful thing because it's going to make the consumer relaxed and feel better about shopping.
And what's your name again?
Sherry Godinez.
And tell her your 2 hats.
So I'm a volunteer for the Oakland Merchant Leadership Forum, for
Which is
also
all the business district leaders.
and for Oakland Grown, which is a Shop Local campaign. And I'm the executive director for the Koreatown Northgate Community Benefit District. Thank you.
Anybody else want to say something? Emma from East Oakland MacArthur.
Hi, I'm Karen King. I'm from East MacArthur Merchants Association, OMLF, Oakland Grown, just everyone in the city. I am really glad that this has been moved forward. Sherry, I'll let her speak because she's been doing most of the work. She is over the parking of OMLF. So I am just really elated that this has happened.
Yeah, you want to come on, the Diamond District?
My name is Stan Dotson, and I live and work in the Diamond District. And you know, I'm really surprised by this. I didn't know this was coming down the pike, and I'm pleasantly surprised. I think it's great, and I think even though that the next 2 Saturdays are close to us, I think this will be a great surprise for lots of Oaklanders. Thanks.
My name's Steve Snyder with the Lake Merritt Uptown and Downtown Oakland Association. I do know just generally that we receive quite a bit of complaints about parking tickets, so it'll be a relief to be able to tell people to come down and they don't have to worry about it if they move in time, right? So I know that generally speaking that my board would be very appreciative of the effort and would like to see more opportunities to attract people to downtown and uptown Oakland. So thank you very much.
So I just want to be clear, there is a cost. We're estimating it's about $120,000, but we also are ahead in sales tax in some other areas. So we think that possibly the increased shopping over the holiday season might make it more equal to, and so it's not without a cost, but we really wanted to do it because the merchants in Oakland, like a lot of places, have had a hard year with the recession, and I think that the small businesses in Oakland have been very vibrant. Our retail corridors now compared to maybe 5 or 6 years ago are much more hardy, a lot of new energy, a lot of new Oakland-based businesses, some great restaurants restaurants, great bakeries, really innovative stores. If you haven't been to the latest group of stores in old Oakland, there's an amazing array of stores. It reminds me a little bit of the Soho when it was very young when I lived in New York. Every time I look in a different neighborhood, small businesses are popping up. So let's get out there and enjoy them, and let's keep shopping. So thank you very much. Well, I think they'll be available for more questions if you need it.